Angeles,
Hi.
Other action figures each sold separately. From
Record the purr.
Jenny, get the door. It must be Cousin Willie. Okay. Hi. What's up?
There we go. Something chill to watch. The following video is rated R and is intended for an adult audience. So if you're under 18, take a fucking hike, eh? As this video may contain adult themes and situations, strong language and opinions, good and bad advice, cannabis cultivation and consumption. So as long as you're a responsible adult, kick back, spark one up, and enjoy the show.
And works.
Hi everybody, Cannabeard here. How the heck are you all doing? Here we go. Let's turn this down a bunch. Actually, let's just turn it off. There we go. Welcome to Friday Night Gardening, everybody. First off, I actually want to address, right out the gate, let's talk about this for a second. There was an issue with the MARSHYDRO app. There was a data leak recently, and there was some YouTubers and some medias that went pretty haywire and made it seem a lot worse than it is, a little bit more fantastical than it was. The reality is, the only thing that was leaked, from what I understand, and it was leaked only for a few hours, it was discovered very quickly and patched up, but there was a MARSHYDRO data leak containing information within the app. The information that was leaked was like timestamps on schedules and a couple other things, but it was not your email, it was not your passwords, it was not sensitive information like that. They keep those on separate servers, and this one server was identified very, very quickly as being vulnerable. They fixed it, they patched it, they've doubled their security since then, and they do suggest everybody change their passwords because it's a good idea to change your passwords once in a while anyway. But they do assure us that those were not some of the compromised informations. So rest assured, everybody, you're not gonna get hacked through the MARSHYDRO app. I changed my password right away just because I did. I thought it was a good idea as well. But anyway, that's that. I will be making a little bit more lengthy of a statement about this, just trying to set the record straight a little bit. Because I contacted my Mars rep and asked them what was going on with this. I said, "Holy crap! There's a big data leak. What can you tell me? What do you want me to say? Like what should I say? Right? What's your guys' response to this? Right? I mean, not that I was just gonna repeat whatever mumbo jumbo they sent me, but I did a little bit of my own research and listened to what they said, and that's pretty much where it sits right now. Yeah. Spooky, nonetheless. Pretty terrifying that a gigantic company like that had a wide open, unencrypted database on the internet like that. Thankfully, it was a cybersecurity company that discovered the thing and and quietly fixed it. I don't know how I like this. I'm trying my microphone on the side of my glasses, but it keeps sliding forward like this. I don't know how I like this. See, I would like to stick it on something like my hat brim. Let's see. That still looks pretty good, eh? That still sounds fine. Sitting on the rim of my hat. Anyway, what am I reading here? Love the intro music. It always makes me feel like I'm going through an adventure through the jungles. Omega Man, Pole Cabin. Yeah. So that was that. I just had to bring that up right away because it was recent news, and I was a little concerned for about 30 seconds until I got reassured that it was not a big deal. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a big deal, but nothing was. It could have been a whole lot worse. It could have been passwords and contact information and emails and crap like that. That would have been pretty devastating. That'd have been pretty bad. So today we are going to transplant those little autoflowers. Oh, where are they? Right down there. We're going to transplant those autoflowers or plant them, whatever you want to call them. They're a week old today, into their COCO homes forever here until they finish their cycle. What time are we at here? Where is it? 9 minutes. Oh, you know what time it is. It's dab time, it's motherfucking dab time. Time for a dab. Time to take a fucking dab break. The reason I ask what time it is because generally speaking, you're not supposed to swear, do drugs, or show murders, or even graphic movie clips or gory video games. You're not supposed to show anything like that for, I think it's 5 or 6 minutes of a video. That's how much the algorithm scrubs to make sure your video is clean. My videos aren't clean. They're about as dirty as they come. But no sense pissing off the algorithm, you know what I mean? A lot of bigger YouTubers always sort of say the same thing. Don't swear or show any major violence in the first 6 minutes of your video, and you'll be fine. Not fine, but you have a better chance of. So this right here is some of the Oreo from last run. So this is half Oreo rosin and half Oreo BHO kind of mixed together. Wowzer. Wowzer, 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 wowzer. Count it. There we go. Good morning from London, UK. Good morning, good morning. It's like kind of evening here in British Columbia, Canada. So, I've been feeding these seedlings water with like a couple of drops of Grow and Macro out of these two here from the, oh, where's the screening? Right there's the framing. Grow and Macro from Advanced Nutrients pH Perfect line. I put like a couple of drops into a liter, like not very much. It wasn't even showing up on my ppm meter, and my ppm meter starts at 100, so it was sub 100. It was probably, I don't know, I can guess anything. I'm just gonna guess and say it was 50 points parts per million, whatever. It was low. I didn't want to freaking overdo it because that's pretty easy to do. I probably could have done more. I probably could have done like 100 or 150 ppm for the nutrient, just to give it a little tiny bit, because whatchamacallit here, COCO and ROCKWOOL both don't have any nutrient value. They got nothing to offer these plants other than space. But they're all looking pretty darn good here. Every single one of them sprouted up good. We got dangling roots, as you can see there. They all got little danglers. Some are sticking out of the bottoms more than others. Some of the tops look bigger than the others. I can only pick 4. We got 6 here. So 2 of these are going to have to be put into like another bucket with some dirt or something as backups. I'll keep them in here somewhere in here, but I'll have to feed them by hand for the first just little bit as guaranteed backups to make sure these things grow well. I want to make sure that the 4 that I'm growing are going to be nice and strong and make it through the whole thing, because last couple of times I've had some whoopsie doozies by not having backups like this. So we're doing backups here just in case. 5 p.m. in Alaska. Nice. Yeah, they're looking good. Heck, we even got some, I don't know if you can see that very well. Here, if I point down on it, you probably will be able to. But some of the roots are climbing out of the frickin' ROCKWOOL. They're trying to climb up the dang thing already. So, yeah, I think we should head on down there and take a look. And that's, I think, where we're at here. I think we're ready to transplant. Okay, I just got to make sure my wires are going to reach like that. There we go. I'll bring this over so I can see chat. There we go. There we go. Watch it on my phone over here so I can try to keep on chat somewhat. So here we go. So some of you might actually recognize these things here. These were I couldn't remember the name of them last time, but they're Flora Flex drinking systems. These are part of a big get-up of FloraFlex stuff I bought a couple years ago, and I went through a lot of different watering systems, and I just didn't like any of them. This is the only system that I've really liked that does its job really, really well. Anyway, what this is going to do, as you can see, even just by sitting here, this COCO is still, yeah, that's still pretty, I'd call that moist. I mean, it's not, yeah, it's stick together tacky. Yep, that's not bad. Anyway, it's going to help trap the moisture in, and it's also going to help block some green algae from growing, because that happens sometimes, it seems. There might be different reasons for why it happens, but it does happen nonetheless. So if I was looking at all these, I'm going to say these two over here are really healthy looking. And those two are the next healthiest, I'd say. Yeah, these, I mean, it's hard to say because like these aren't unhealthy looking at all. But I got to pick four, right? It's actually almost a toss-up between this one and this one right here. I'm not sure which one of these two I need to pick. I think I'm going to still go with my original choice right there. These are backups. They're good. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just put these aside down here for just a second so I don't mix them up or whatever. And then we're going to plant those. But I need... Oh, here we go. These will do. I just need some scissors. I had some nearby. Just to cut their little shelter off. This little plastic thing. You don't want to plant this stupid thing. I mean, technically, I've seen people at this point, or even start with smaller chunks. You don't need a whole block like this. That's actually quite a bit. That's almost overkill. But it's okay. Anyway, we want it to be kind of flush with the COCO here. So I want to come down in a little bit more. Right there, probably. I want it to kind of sit around, make sure that little root is sitting in there. There we go. And then we can just bring it all up on there like that. And that's pretty darn good. I think we're done with that one right there. Just as simple as that. And then I'm going to put this guard thing here over top. Try to make sure. I hope I got that in the center. Yeah, I did. I'm good. I say, hope I got that centered enough so that that actually lines up. But there we go. One down. Only 3 to go now. Well, let's get into it real quick here. Let me just get my sunglasses there out of the way. Okay. Check it out though, there's like quite a bit of roots growing out of the bottoms of these things already. And yeah, looking good. There, that's what I'll do. That's the fucking smart move right there. See, I poked a little hole, so now I know exactly where to... Oh, sorry. I poked a little hole while the guard was still on there. It wasn't pointed at it, which was probably not a smart idea on my part, but hey. We all make mistakes. I can't, the camera or the phone that I'm looking at is delayed by about 20 seconds. So it looked like it was kind of fine. And then I moved the camera and it wasn't, so that's okay. Boop, like that. And you don't need anything like this. This is just doing two things. Like I said, it's gonna shield the top of the COCO, the medium, a little bit from excess light rays or anything trying to grow on it. It'll also trap moisture quite well while still allowing, you know, full airflow to the thing that it needs, right? I think I'm kind of a fan of these kind of a thing. It's just their whole setup that I had a long time ago didn't really work the way I'd wanted it to. I think some people have had a lot of success with a lot of things that I've failed with, and oh well, that's the way it is, man. Sometimes I do well and sometimes I don't. I can't put that anywhere. There's nowhere to put this thing now, except on like one of these. It won't rest by itself. Okay, so let's see if I can get in here. Nope, I can't get in any tighter than that. It's pretty tight spaces in here, to be honest. Oh, right. There we go. Like that. And where's these ones I cut? Right here. There's one. There we go. Just like that. And here for the final one. Let's see, yeah, that looks pretty good. Angle wise, yep, not bad at all. Again, poke a hole in the dead center. Like that. And then I just kind of knock everything over. There we go. And there we go. Oh, it's a bit cramped in there sometimes, but there we go. That's a pretty darn, I got a bit of a head rush, pardon me. Good setup, good setup. And this setup is even cooler due to this guy right up here. This is my Fc8000. And I put on all the bells and whistles. It's got all of the Adolite setups now. So check this out here. I'll run through the drill for you. So I'm just going to run this on 10%. So here's the main drivers. That's only 10%. I'll run it up to 100. Boom. Wow, it lights up the whole friggin' room. It doesn't do much for the camera, but trust me, it lights up the whole friggin' room. So there we go. I'm going to turn that back off. And now I'm going to use the UV lights. Turn this on for a second. There you go. We got some ultraviolet. And then what else do I got on here? I got the infrared right here. 2 infrared bars in there. Those come on, and this Pro app sets this up so all of these things turn on when your normal lights turn on. Oh wow, that one, holy smoke, that one fucks the camera. That one, I can't even look at it. It hurts my eyes. It's like a black light times 5. Jeebus, holy smokes. Switch that off for a second. I'm glad I can turn that off manually and stuff when I need to. But the blue that blue one that we just looked at, that one's going to get swapped out for red once these things turn into flower. And by that, I mean, I'll have the red hooked up and up there in this matrix already, and I'll just change plugs. I'll pop out the blue and pop in the red and use the same timer so that it turns on at the same time when the main things do. So I'm using this thing. It's pretty badass, man. This is I don't know if I can show it to you very well with the camera. Kinda. So yeah, there's the different lights on the power bar, and each of them has individual timers. So like the infrared, for example, on my auto feature. So right there, the infrared turns on for, it looks like, oh, this one turns on for 15 minutes at the beginning of your light cycle and at the very end of your light cycle. So 15 minutes before your light cycle begins and 15 minutes after the infrared turns on. So that's some fairly weird and specific timing. And the UV one had even a weirder one. This one is set up for 10 minutes of on time, 50 minutes of off time, 20 cycles a day, starting at the same time that the lights turn on. So what this does is when it turns on for 10 minutes, every hour, the UV will turn on. That was a really hard thing to line up, only 10 minutes. Not on this app. This app made it beautifully easy. It was built in and ready to go. It was all set up and you just had to pick your time. But to get like some sort of a manual timer, like over here, I've got this, you see, I've got that one of those little old timers right there. If you wanted to use one of those, you can't because they're 15 minutes. And will 5 extra minutes matter? Probably, or they wouldn't say only 10 minutes every hour. That's my guess. At any rate, that's what's going on with my lighting system. So on that note, I gotta say big shout out to the sponsor, the longtime sponsor, MARSHYDRO. Get these badass lights like this. There we go. Get these badass things, man. The Ad Light series can be, there's a whole bunch of different sizes and shapes that can sort of fit on a whole bunch of different setups. It's pretty sweet. I'm very looking forward to this grow. So is what I've got going right now only is I will probably turn on the blue as well, but now that these are in here and they're on a regular cycle, I guess I actually need to turn on the blue. So here, I can do that real quick. I can set up turn on their timers. They've got a timing group already set up. So the timer, turn on the timer. There we go. And the blue one needs to go on as well. There we go. So that is the setup that I will be running for my veg cycle. And let me tell you, it is crazy. Adding that, I didn't notice how yellowy the light tone was until that bright blue one was added. It makes everything go just bang, super bright, super bright. Anyway, thanks tons, MARSHYDRO. I'm really excited about this whole ad light setup and just having, you know, huge jumps in every spectrum that plants like. I'm super pumped about it. I think it's badass. On that note, speaking of badass and enjoying things, let's I think it's time for another little dab, shall we? I'm very new to growing. I'm trying to understand topping and the right way to do it. Tips and videos to know I'm doing it right. The basics of it, I wouldn't top it much. Top it once in a V if it's a photo period. If it's an autoflower, don't top it at all. You can, but I would not recommend it. There's a V connection where 2 big leaves go off either, and then the stalk continues to grow up. Snap that off gently in there, in one of the smaller nodes near the top, and it won't be so dramatic of a cut and an open wound, and it will heal up quicker using younger buds, like fresher nodes at the top. I wouldn't, if you're new to growing, I wouldn't worry about topping them too much. I'd worry about getting them to finish more so than topping them. But experiment. It's fun. Do it. You should do experiments. And if you fail, you'll only learn what not to do next time. I've had lots of failures with this grow here behind me, this setup. But I've had some really good results too. Like I can see the frickin' horizon. I know that it's worth the trouble of learning this system. I'm new to hydroponic, COCO, etc. So yeah, anyway, dab time. Weird. I don't even know what that looks like. It looks like a rabbit or a fat bird sitting on a rock. I don't know what it looks like. Dab art, man. Cool stuff, cool stuff. Anyway, what else did I miss here? Can't wait to see everybody's Northern Lights. Yeah, we got a couple people doing a grow along. It's just for fun this time, and possibly even next time just for fun. But we got a few other people that are growing along. Speaking of which, I don't have the seed package here, but I put the guy's logo on my thumbnail here. Milo Grows Genetics can be found at Coastal Mary Seeds. You can use my name as a code, Cannabeard25. Save yourself 25% off of stuff. I have no links below to this, so you're going to have to Google it yourself. It's just YouTube's rules. That being said, they are back in stock. I got a message yesterday that said that the Northern Lights Autoflowers from Milo Grows are back in stock. He just had a rush on them as soon as I did the thing and ran out of stock super quick with the giveaway and the rush on it. A bunch of people bought them. Weird, I haven't had that many people come out of the woodworks and tell me that they're joining, but he had a couple of people buy all of the last of the genetics, so maybe I'll find out sooner than later about who's all growing along. Yeah, like the video, everybody. If you like the video, I'd appreciate you take just a moment of your time to hit that thumbs up video, and while you're there, check and make sure if you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, and if you are subscribed, double check that little bell for notifications. Make sure it's set to all notifications, because I do a lot of live streams, and being a live stream oriented channel, you need those notifications. You can ignore me all you want, but you'll miss everything if you don't have the notifications set up. So yeah, do that if you want to be in on the loop. Join the Discord, that kind of stuff. Links for that is below. Links for the MARSHYDRO gear and stuff like that, and this wonderful system. This is the AIRCUBE system. I've talked about this lots. I don't want to necessarily repeat it every episode. I'll probably do it at least every other episode though, just because new people come and go. I don't want to feel left out of what's going on. Man, looking good, looking good. I got to get a little pot, a little place for these ones right here. The two extras. I'll get a small pot or something, put a little bit of cocoa in it, and plunk them both into it or something, and just keep them on standby. And if everything grows well, then I won't even need it. Oh, before I go, one more thing though. This is how I'm going to be watering. I got a Petra Tools HD2000, and this unit right here has been my favorite way to water seedlings and blanket spray things, because this head creates an absolute turbine mist, and you can crank it up to full blast or just have it as a little trickle. And it's a backpack setup. You can carry it around, or you can strap it to your back like a Ghostbusters pack, and oh, there we go. There we go. And just like that, I'm done watering. Love that thing, man. That thing's amazing. It just goes, And then here, I'll show you quickly what the results were, but it does a super fine mist over everything. Those things are pretty badass, man. I love that unit a lot. It saves me a lot of time. Anytime I'm trying to foliar spray or, you know, spray outside for bugs, or trying to super saturate the soil around seedlings without disrupting the seedling. Because, you know, if you just pour a jug of water right into your soil or cocoa or whatever you're using, it just disperses it and kind of digs a hole. You know what I mean? It just kind of messes it up. And if your seedling was down there, it's going to get tumbled and potentially pointing the wrong way and all sorts of shit, man. It's kind of a pain in the ass to do it that way. So sprinkler systems are far, far more ideal because they sort of blanket moisture around. We're kind of past that point now with these things, but they should be doing pretty good. Also, I'm going to put this back down here. Now that there's seedlings in there, I want that fan blowing on them a little bit. Maybe not directly on them yet, but making sure there's airflow in there. And then I'm going to have, I guess I'm going to have to hook up a humidifier or something on low or something. I don't know if I've got a smart humidifier that can test like a dehumidifier can, where it can say, oh, if it's this much moisture in the air, turn on, right? Well, I don't know if I have one that does that. I know MARSHYDRO sells one. I just don't have one yet. So maybe I need to get one of those things too one of these days. But that would be ideal for something like this, where you want to keep it at a steady moisture of no less than 55, you know what I mean? Allow it to go to 55 to 65 range humidity in this area. Also, the fact that I'm growing in an open room creates a little bit more of a moisture suck. It's a little harder to keep the moisture high. It's easy to keep it around 50 though. 50 seems to be a pretty good, 50 to about 55 seems to be an okay ask in here with regular watering and stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, oh, bonk. Oh, I smoked my head up here. Look at this. Stupid beam. I hate this thing. Anyway, folks, I think that's about all I got for today. I got to go cook some dinner and stuff now, and I'll be back on Twitch later. I think we're going to be playing some Rust. There's brand new cooking. There's cooking in Rust, and most importantly, forget cooking, chickens. Chicken coops. You can raise and breed chickens for eggs and meat in Rust now with a chicken coop, and you can pet them and name them. I don't know if you can name them, but you can pet them. Oh my fucking god, there's chickens in Rust, full out chicken coops and everything. So yeah, I'll be fucking around with that at some point tonight after dinner and such. So I'll see y'all in a couple hours or so, and have a good night, have a good weekend. I'll see you at Sunday session. Don't forget, time rollback. We are still sticking with Pacific Standard Time, hopefully. If the show is not on at regular scheduled programming time, I'm just late and I got screwed up with the time zone because I live in a farming community and we don't observe daylight savings and crap here. So it really is confusing to try to keep a proper schedule. I was just talking about this with my mom today. It's weird shit. Anyway, I'll see you Sunday at noonish somewhere. Pacific Standard Time, hopefully. And yeah, have yourself a good weekend. Bye-bye.